Hey everybody, Substatica here. Welcome to Grim. In this video, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know to survive long enough to get to sleep in your own safely locked base. I'd like to thank the studio for providing us access to Grim. And before we get started, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. Heading for 50,000 subscribers, almost there, and I'd love to have you on the team. Also like, share, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the video or the game, and if you've played Grim, leave your tips and tricks in the comments as well. Now, this is going to be a short tutorial just to get you started in the game, to get your bearings. If you're interested in a more in-depth tutorial, absolute legend Metasukia has one on his channel, and I will leave a link in the description. Let's get into it here. We're just going to jump into play, and I am going to choose a low population server. You probably want to favorite any server that you join so that you don't forget where you've built your base. So let's find something with 1 or 2 players on it because I'm not that interested in PvP right now. Here we go, 1 of 40, official 10. So we're going to favorite that and start. Now Grim is an unforgiving game. In my first session I died quite quickly, and in my second session I died quite quickly. Goals for your first session should be get some supplies and build a shelter. Welcome to Mars. We've got someone sleeping right here. When you log out, this is what happens. You need to be inside a shelter if you want to be safe. We can actually loot this person, but someone already has. So, first thing we want to do to get started is we'll open up our menu. You can see here in the top left, this is our oxygen supply. When it reaches 0, we will die. On our belt is our rock. We will use that to harvest resources. Let's open up the menu here. I would recommend starting your first day heading to one of these small green circles. They are closed habitats. The larger one would work, but you may run into PvP there. So let's head up to the North Dome to start. These other areas, some of them are irradiated. The outpost is actually a safe zone, so you could head there, but it's not that great for building. Like I said, I would recommend choosing one of these 3 small domes. So let's start off by heading to the fuel station, and we'll do a couple things along the way. I see a rock there, I think, for stones, and I see some wood that we can harvest. So the first things that we want to build are a stone axe, a bow, a stone pick, and eventually a hammer. So the stone is in our belt. We can open our belt and just place your hand over the stone and let go of the menu button, and that will pick up the stone. You want to hold the stone with 2 hands and just get into a good rhythm of bashing the resource. And you'll see the resource that you're gaining show up. Now, as I said, we're able to loot that fellow because they did not build a shelter. Don't be that guy. They just logged out, so you don't disappear. You just go to sleep on the ground and someone's going to come and jack your stuff. Okay, to put things back in your inventory, you want to hold it behind your head and press the grip button again. Make sure you don't lose your rock because that's all you have to harvest with right now. Okay, so we've got stones and wood. So let's go ahead and build a stone hatchet. And to build a pickaxe, we're going to need more wood. To build a hunting bow, we're going to need cloth and wood. Okay, but we have our hatchet, So that is in our quick bar now. Our belt. That's the gas station there, so let's head over there. There's some wood here we can harvest along the way. Now, I said those larger areas are irradiated. If you go towards them, you'll hear the tick of a Geiger counter, and that means you're taking radiation damage and you want to turn around right away. To check your stats, you want to hold your left hand in front of your face, but not too close. I'll show you in just a second. Okay. There's our stats: health, hydration, and food. This looks like more rock over here. Can we craft a pickaxe yet? Stone pickaxe, we can. So let's craft that. To build a shelter, you're going to need at least wood, if not stone. Now, some of these rocks will be metal ores. You want to look for one that is all gray. Let's put that back and we'll grab our pickaxe. If you see any blue or green on the stone, then it's probably going to be metal ore or sulfur ore or something like that, but not stone. You can see we are getting a lot more with the pickaxe than we were before. Okay, we've got some wood over here that we'll harvest along the way. There are also drums and crates that you can open. And you will get items and scrap from those, among other things. Scrap is the currency in the game, and there are vending machines where you can spend scrap. To make a bow, we are going to need cloth. You can find cloth in the habitat domes, but you can also turn rope into cloth at a recycler. There is a recycler at the 2 gas stations, as well as at the warehouse. I can already see some drums and crates. This is a low population server, so hopefully we won't run into anyone. Now you can make a bed, a sleeping bag, to set a respawn location. If you die, you'll get a choice whether to spawn at your bed. Okay, there's some rope, or just respawn. I've been conditioned to think red drums are explodables, but it's not the case here. So we'll just take everything for now. Make sure you're lifting your tool high enough. The swing won't register if it's not high enough. I know there's another drum there, but I'm trying to stay focused on what we need to do. Okay, so we're going to put our axe away. We're going to use the trigger to activate the recycler, and we are going to, let's stick to the task. Let's recycle the rope. That should give us cloth. Now, the recycler also comes in handy when you're looking to upgrade your shelter to metal. You will need metal fragments, and to make metal fragments, you either need a furnace, which you may not have yet, or you can put salvage material into a recycler and get metal fragments out. But we won't be upgrading our shelter to metal in this video. You can leave that going and go do other things. Here's a crate. We just aim at it, wait for it to highlight, pull the trigger. Take all that stuff. Let's see if we can craft a bow now. Hunting bow. We've got 30 cloth and we need 50, so we don't have enough cloth just yet. Okay, so let's hope we find some more rope, though we can get cloth at the habitat, but the bow is for defense, really, in early game. But if it is a high population server, you're likely going to run into players with firearms, and the bow may not be a good story. Okay. There's one more crate over here, I think. Okay, let's just drop down. Hopefully we can find some rope in one of these other drums. There's a key card in there we can get, but I'm not going to get into key cards. I don't know a lot about them yet, and that might not be your focus initially. Not having any luck with rope. Okay, I think we're going to head to the dome, maybe without a bow, and hope we don't run into anyone. Okay, let's check our map again. Alright, we will pass the warehouse, it looks like. So we can check for rope in the warehouse as well. Now in the dome, we can get food in the form of mushrooms, and cloth we get from plants that look like small Christmas trees. And there's always resources in the domes. There's drums, there's wood and stone around the domes. Am I going the right way? Yeah. This is where we started. I'm still getting used to the scale of the map. There is a lot of walking around in Grim. So another item we're going to want to build... There's somebody's base right there. Is building plan. Let's build one of those. We'll just leave that base there. So our building plan is complete, and the building plan is the tool that you use to build structures. That's a billboard over there, I believe. Let's just check the map while we're moving. Okay. Head straight north for the warehouse. Now, the gas stations and warehouses can be busy places too. There's the warehouse. It has an oxygen refill station. That's what is right out front there. It will have some oxygen tanks and an X on the ground, and you stand on the X and you'll hear your oxygen tank being refilled. And maybe we will find some cloth here to make a bow. Okay, here's our refill station, and oxygen is refilled. This is our vending machine. We can buy oxygen or food. Okay, we've got some drums here and a big old crate. Okay, no cloth. Oh, there's another crate. Let's check that. Okay, there's cloth in the dome that we're heading to, so we are just going to get over there. Seems like we can get around this big structure, but we'll just head to the road. Make it easy. If you're really concerned about PvP, you can build a chest and a sleeping bag somewhere and kind of save some of your supplies, but when you're just starting out like this, it may be better to just start from scratch and try to get a base down. We're pretty close. I'm not sure I'd want to build a base here just because everyone would be passing by it on their way to the dome. But I'm probably not going to be keeping this base, so probably doesn't matter. But you want to build a base pretty close to where you're going to be getting supplies. Let's build a base by this bunch of rocks here. Is that another player? Man, bodies all over the place. And they've got nothing. They've already been looted. So maybe this isn't the best spot for a base. Let's do it anyways. It's kind of cute back here. Okay, so we're going to open our inventory. Our building plan is in our belt, so we're going to open our belt, grab our building plan with two hands, hold down your right trigger, and then use the thumbstick to select what you want to build. So we're going to start with a foundation. If I can find it. Foundation. And then we're going to click the left trigger. And we're going to go ahead and place it by pressing one of the buttons on the right controller, the upper button. There we go. We're just going to have a single square base today. So we're going to build a door on the front, a door frame. The lower button will turn the item. There we go. It should snap. Okay. Now we are going to build a wall. These are the weakest walls, but we may be able to upgrade them. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump through my door every time, but that's fine. Okay. And then I've been putting floors on the roof, but there actually is roofing. Roof. I'm going to stick with the floor. I'm not even quite sure how the roofs lay. So, floor on the roof. Done. Okay. So, now our buildings need upkeep while you are offline. And to do that, you need to build a tool cupboard. Seems like we don't have enough wood. We have 586, but let's see, can we build a sleeping bag? We can. So let's build a sleeping bag. We'll put that in here, and let's build a wooden door as well. And do we have enough for a lock? We do. Let's build a lock. As an aside, if you want to split items, select it and then click on either side of the number and then use your trigger to grab the item from that upper section and drag it into a slot. Okay, so we've got some items here. We've got a sleeping bag. We place it as if we were building something. One button rotates, the other button places. That looks good. And then we have a door somewhere, right? Is it not complete yet? Door is still building. Door is complete now. Trigger. Get it to snap into place. And there we go. Trigger opens the door. And trigger closes the door. Now we have a door lock. So let's grab that. Hold down the right trigger, place it, and then button to build it. And then you want to put your hand over it and use the trigger to unlock or lock it. So now it's locked. We are the only ones that can get in there. And let's go get some cloth in the habitat dome, and we'll get more wood to build that tool cupboard. Let's make sure we are facing down the road. Now the wood piles around these domes seem to respawn really quickly. That's why it's good to build around them. Okay, this axe is done. We could keep it for salvage later, but we're going to need to build another one. Put that in there. I can see a deer in the habitat. Okay, our hatchet's done. I think we needed 1,000 wood. We're up to 500. There's another wood pile down here near the entrance. Now, there's a couple entrances to these domes. There's tunnels that you can access through hatches on the outside of the perimeter, and then there are 2 of these airlock entrances. I have a habit of swinging too fast. There's a rhythm to it. Okay, here's our vending machine and oxygen, so we can get our oxygen refilled. Hopefully no one's here. Buttons can be a bit tricky. Okay. So mushrooms you want to get for food. Just pull the trigger while you're running over them and they should collect. As you can see, there are drums in here. We've got more wood to harvest. We'll get to that in a second. I want to find the cloth plant. There's one right there. Like I said, they look like little Christmas trees. So just trigger to collect those. There's another one over here. And just get lots of mushrooms. There is another player having a nap. How's it going, buddy? What you got? Nothing. Nobody got nothing. Okay. It seems like maybe we don't want to stay in here too long. This server's busier than I thought with all these players around. Now, not only do we need wood to build that tool cupboard, but we also need wood to put in the tool cupboard, because depending on what your base is built of, you will need to place those supplies in the tool cupboard for the base to be maintained while you are offline. Otherwise, it will degrade and will not be there when you come back online. Okay, let's put that away. We should be able to build a bow now. Where is the hunting bow? We still do not have enough cloth, so let's find enough cloth. There's not a lot of these little cloth plants. That gives us 12. I already forgot how much we need. Like 2 more of them? We should be able to find that many. Sun is starting to go down. I see one over here, and then we are going to head to one that I saw that way, and we're going to make our way back to our base because I want to get this all done before dark. I thought I saw one this way. There. We are hurting, probably because we haven't eaten. Yep. So we're going to get the mushrooms. Hold them up to your face. You'll feel the haptics on your controller vibrate, and that means you are eating. Now, mushrooms are also good for replenishing hydration, which is fantastic because, as I understand it, the only place to get water is from crates. Trying to look at my stats again. Okay. We're safe. Let's build that hunting bow now. That's building. And let's head back to our base. We've got 800 wood. Oh, and another 900. So that should be enough for our purposes. Our base is behind this rock, right? Our hunting bow, did that go in our belt? It did. Ah, our base is over there. We can make some arrows. Just gonna make 2 because we need the wood. And let's go and build that tool cupboard. Craft that. And while that's crafting, let's build a hammer. And we can use the hammer to upgrade some of our base. Okay, we can open the door when it's locked. But other players can't. Okay, come on, close up. Our tool cupboard is ready. Hopefully I can place this right. Make sure you don't put it backwards like I keep doing. Okay, there's our tool cupboard. So now it's going to tell us we need 56 wood to maintain the base for a day. Okay, now we're set. We've got a base, a bed, a lock on our door. Let's build ourselves some storage. We're going to have to get some of that wood back. So let's take that back and we'll split it. And then we'll put 300 for maintenance. And is that enough for a storage box? It is. So let's craft that. And while that's happening, let's do some upgrades. So to upgrade, you want to equip your hammer, go to one of your walls, and then you can hold down the trigger and use the analog stick to select upgrades. So we're going to upgrade that to stone by letting go of the trigger. All right. We don't have a lot of stone, so we're just going to do those 2. This base is not very secure, but it is a base. So let's put that behind and let's build this storage box. So trigger to start the placement. Again, I have trouble figuring out which way is front and back on this, and I keep placing them backwards. So I'm just going to place it a little bit away from the wall. Okay, and then we're going to build a key lock for our storage chest. So we're going to have to put some stone. It's now completely dark. We're going to have to put some stone in here for maintenance, right? Because now some of our walls are stone. So I'm going to put that stone in there. We're protected for 2 days, but given this base's location along the road to that habitat dome, I don't think it's going to last 2 days. So this is our key lock. I'm going to build it onto the chest, place it, and let's go ahead and lock the chest. Unlocked. Placing my hand over the lock and pulling the trigger, and now it's locked, and we can select that chest and put a bunch of this stuff in the chest. Okay. Sorry that it is pitch dark. That's just what happens. Let's go ahead and grab a mushroom. Open up the door and have a little snack. There you go. That is getting started from scratch in Grim. Once you get to know more about the game, then, you're going to change this setup. But this is going to keep you alive for your first day. If you haven't already, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. heading for 50,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you on the team. Also like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video or the game. And if you've played Grim, leave your tips and tricks in the comments as well. There's a lot to learn in this game, and I barely know anything. So let me know what I've done wrong or could have done better in this first setup. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.